Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens, Deputy Commissioner of Operations with the Pennsylvania State Police. Up here with me this afternoon is Major William Maitland, the Pennsylvania State Police Area 1 Commander, and Warren County Assistant District Attorney Cody Brown. As you know, we're here because Michael Charles Burham, 34 years of age, was in the Warren County Jail on a $1 million bail for kidnapping, burglary, and related charges. During the late hours of Thursday, July 6th, Burham escaped from the Warren County Jail. Burham was last seen wearing a denim jacket, orange-striped jumpsuit, and Crocs, but has almost certainly changed clothing. Burham is a self-taught survivalist with military reserve experience. We believe he is prepared to survive in the woods. As previously reported, our searches have revealed small stockpiles or campsites in wooded areas. I brought a photo of one such hidden cache that we have discovered during the course of this search. We are releasing this as an example for the public of what we are looking for as they may be in the outdoors this upcoming weekend. This particular bag was wrapped in a dark-colored tarp and partially concealed under a log. I mentioned yesterday that we have been receiving amazing support from the public in this investigation. They continue to call in tips, including sightings and suspicious activities. I want to thank the public and local businesses who've dropped off cases of water and various types of food for our officers, along with their well wishes for the safety of our officers. Others have worked closely with us to supply the needs of this large task force that we have assembled. I continue to ask residents of northwestern PA and western New York to regularly review their doorbell and surveillance camera footage for anything they think might be helpful to this search. If there is something they have a concern about, please let us take a look at it. There are currently in excess of 15 federal, state, and local agencies actively participating in this manhunt. In addition to the Pennsylvania State Police, those who make up the majority of our task force include the U.S. Marshals, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, U.S. Forestry Department, Homeland Security Investigations, New York State Police, Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, and the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections. Investigators remain convinced Burham remains in this general area, but we are aggressively following up on all leads. We continue to refer certain leads to several out-of-state law enforcement partners. None of those leads has been substantiated at this point. We continue to ask that people nationwide familiarize themselves with a picture of Michael Burham, and please contact us if you believe you may have seen him. Burham is to be considered armed and dangerous, and we ask that you do not approach him. Anyone with information is asked to contact our command post at 717-265-9650. I'm also announcing that the U.S. Marshals today increased their reward offering. The combined reward now amounts to up to $22,000 offered by Crime Stoppers and the United States Marshals for information leading to the apprehension of Michael Burham. This remains a very active investigation involving in excess of 200 state, federal, and local law enforcement officers. Pennsylvania State Police and our partners are utilizing all appropriate resources, and we are committed to the safety of the residents in the Warren County area and beyond. Again, anyone with information or concerns is asked to contact our command post tip line at 717-265-9650. I'd be happy to take your questions at this time.
Colonel, how much ground have you covered so far, and what makes you so convinced that he's still in the area 7 days later?
We have covered certainly many hundreds of acres by foot and many miles by aircraft and other technology. I will say what I have said all along. Looking at all of the information combined, looking at the finds that we have uncovered, analyzing the various sightings and the various other pieces of information available to us, leads me to believe we are absolutely focusing our search in the correct area.
Lieutenant, what would it take to begin searching elsewhere?
We are following up on any tips. So when I say that we refer things out, those tips don't typically involve an extensive search. It might involve following up on a vehicle or gathering a piece of video or something for analysis, but you know, we'll conduct a search wherever the information leads us. So, you know, we're not focused only on one area. We do place the majority of our resources in the area we believe it's most effective and where we believe he is most likely to be.
So what can you tell us about this stash? When did you find it? Where did you find it? How did you link it to Burham? And how many similar stashes have you found?
I'm really not prepared to go into a lot of information about it. What I would tell you is that this has been found in the general area of the city of Warren, outside of the city in a wooded area, but not far. It contained clothing, some food, and some other materials that someone might need if they were trying to exist in the woods.
Weapons?
Not in this particular bag. We did not.
In others, though?
Again, I'm not going to talk about it. We have been testing many of the things that we have gotten. Again, I don't want to go into a lot more detail about this particular bag. I've really said about what I will say about it, but we are testing many of the items and continue to have that, and we have tests pending on a number of the items.
But you're certain this one was his?
We do believe this one was his.
So is that a confirmed confirmation this was Burham's, or is that a belief?
We are confident that this was his.
Any other thing that has been found in the woods absolutely linked to Burham or anything else like that?
We continue to analyze to determine that.
Senator Colonel, is there any other information you can give us on specifically kind of how you believe that he's in the area, like have you triangulated possible locations in certain areas? Just anything to kind of sightings, other things that lead you to believe he's in certain specific areas?
I really can't give you a better answer than what I already have in terms of just looking at the totality of all of the information that we have available to us. You know, as I've said to you before, we've done a number of these. Unfortunately, we've had to do a number of these over the years, and so we've got a lot of expertise, not only from within our agency, but some of those partners that I named.
All right, it looks like we lost that, though. We were just receiving an update from Pennsylvania State Police there. Yet another update this week as the search continues for 34-year-old Nichole Berlie.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.